Hi, this is Dave Kahn with Emerald Trading Technologies, here with a short video to demonstrate how to use the XTremeAutoTrader product to trade option symbols in place of an underlying symbol using a standard strategy. So what we're really demonstrating here is how XTremeAutoTrader allows you to use any regular TradeStation strategy and instead of trading the underlying symbol to convert that to trading put and call options. So we start off with the XTremeAutoTrader console display, which means we started it up but done nothing else. The first thing we're going to do is enter our symbol right here in the symbol column. This is a symbol we're going to want to trade, and I'm just going to use Citigroup. And now when we're done entering the symbols, we click here when all symbols are entered. It checks the symbol and makes sure it's valid. It displays this helper chart, which you do not want to delete. You simply want to minimize it by clicking on the left side underline here, and that minimizes the chart. And we now see the trader console has shifted from a white to a black background. And we see in the settings column something says first click here, which I'm going to do. This is going to bring up the default settings form to set the defaults for all the symbols trading. In our case, we just have one symbol trading, which is Citigroup. The one thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to set the bar type from 5 minutes to 10 seconds, so that greatly speeds up the trading action. And I'll set it to have only 100 bars of history on the chart. Now we're going to finalize the default settings at this point, and we come back to the trader console and we see the settings row is now displaying customized to allow us to customize the settings for Citigroup, which we're going to do. So I again left click there. We open up the settings form again. We see that we have our second set to 10-second bars. We're seeing it's the Citigroup symbol. What we want to do is check two things. Run the following strategies for this symbol. I've inserted the default test strategy that comes with XTremeAutoTrader. This strategy will quickly change the position between short and long positions to exercise it. We're going to leave that in place. But this is where you would type in whatever your strategy is that you want to trade. Then we're going to come over to the right side of the settings form. Let me shift that so you can see it, called Trade Surrogate Symbol. And this is where we set it to trade option symbols. So I'm going to click Stock Options, Weekly, and it automatically looks at the money symbols in terms of strikes, and it automatically looks at the nearest expiration date. So that's what it defaults to, but you can set it to be so many strikes from the last price, and you see that it dynamically updates the call option and the put option you'll be buying if you're one strike out from the current price using the current expiration date. Again, you can adjust this and watch it on the fly, select different call and put options. So I'm going to set it back to 0 and 0, so we're selecting at the money options. Then we're going to lock the settings for this symbol right here, which we just did. It tells us now when we go back that we've selected weekly options at the money, 0 expiration dates out. We have a bar type of 10 seconds. We've loaded the data to create the strategy chart, which we want to do here. So to create the strategy chart, I'm going to demonstrate how you can do that manually. Come down to the bottom of your platform. In this case, we see Trading Sim and Data here. Trading Sim in blue, meaning we are connected to the TradeStation simulated order server live, and the data in green means that we are connected to the TradeStation data server. We want to take ourselves offline before we create this chart. This is important. So double left click there, and we see the trading and data both go to red. This means we are offline. You'll see that the trader console shows you that you may have lost your data connection. This is saying your diagnostic symbol, which is something that checks the connection every few seconds, has gone offline. So at this point, we're going to click right here in the start or stop column to create the strategy chart. And we see the chart coming up. We're hearing the Ahuga noise indicating that we are starting up the chart. This is just an alert. This will stop after 5 cycles. So now that we've created a chart, I'm going to go back online by double clicking. We'll enter the username and the password here to sign back into TradeStation for the simulated account. Again here, the Ahuga alerts indicating the strategies coming up. We're going to go back to the trader console it's showing us a strategy position minus 10 shares. That position will typically change every 10 seconds since we're using 10-second bars. So this will rapidly exercise XTremeAutoTrader. So we can actually go back to the chart that was created, and we see it's now bounced up to 20 shares. And this will be like a sine wave bouncing back and forth. Every 10 seconds or so, it'll be adjusting the position up and down. So we're going to go back to the trader console, and now we're going to start trading by simply clicking the start button here. And let's watch what happens. You see we are actually trading an options contract here. In this case, this is for the position being long. It just switched to a put contract for it being short. And these are at the money contracts, 0 expiration dates out or the nearest expiration date. And you can watch as the strategy position adjusts, the actual position will adjust within this many milliseconds. And we'll actually see the position shift from put options to call options as we go from short to long. So we are still short, but we see we're adjusting the size of our put position here to be 10 shares here, our put contracts. And shortly we'll be shifting to a long position where we see call contracts are being purchased in place of that. That concludes our demonstration of how to do options trading using XTremeAutoTrader.